Hello, my name is Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com, and today I'm going to answer the question, what is a bobbin? A bobbin is a thing that you have to have with your sewing machine. I'm going to show you what it is. These are bobbins, and these are bobbins back here, all kinds of bobbins. The bobbin is the thing that holds the bottom thread for your sewing machine, because a sewing machine, your typical household sewing machine, not a serger but a sewing machine, requires two threads, a needle thread, which is from the top, and the bobbin thread, which is on the bottom, and this is a bobbin. Now, there are different kinds of bobbins, different styles of bobbins, and many machines use their own, many brands of machines require their own unique bobbin. So, if you have a sewing machine, you need to know what kind of bobbin it requires. Every machine that I know of, if you buy it brand new, will come with some bobbins in the box. I highly recommend that you also invest in about, probably 2 dozen more bobbins if you're going to sew very much, because you want to always have the plenty of empty bobbins available to wind your thread on. One of the things, let me caution you about, that people are tempted to do, and we used to do this a long time ago, and that is if we had a bobbin that had a little bit of thread on it, let's say this one has a little bit of thread on it, we didn't want to waste that thread, because we were taught that thread was expensive, and which it is, and we were taught that you didn't ever waste that thread, so you would just wind the new color of thread right on top of it. Guess what? Bad idea. Before you put any thread on this bobbin, you want to either dispose of this or have a new empty bobbin. The reason it's a bad idea is that it will distort, sometimes it distorts the tension of the thread. Sometimes it gets the threads tangled with each other. It's just never a good idea, and it will mess up your tension every time if you, well, maybe not every time, but most of the time. So you definitely don't want to do that. So sometimes bobbins are metal like this one. Some of them, sometimes they're plastic like this one. And some machines will accept plastic bobbins or metal bobbins, but you want to make sure that you have the specific bobbin for your type of machine. Sometimes they have holes in them like this. And some machines will allow you to use a bobbin like this and a bobbin like this in the same machine. Okay, you just need to look at your machine and look at your owner's manual, or talk to the dealer where you bought your machine, which I hope, by the way, that you buy your machines from a dealer and not from a big discount store, mainly because you need someone for service and support. So you want to have a bobbin, you want to wind it evenly. So I want to talk about that a little bit. I don't know whether you can see. Yep, you can right here. Can you see there's a little unevenness right in here, where this part up here is thicker, wound with more thread than the part down here. This kind of winding of the bobbin is probably going to give you some problems, so you want to make sure that your thread is wound evenly on the bobbin. I'm looking for one right here where you can see where it's going to be more evenly wound. Take a look at this one. So here is one, and you don't see any of that unevenness. It is all completely, the threads are stacked evenly. You don't see any loops any place. It's evenly wound from top to bottom on this bobbin, and that's what your bobbin should look like for the best quality sewing. Now, most machines, every machine, let's say, I always hesitate to say every, because there's always an exception to the rule, but all of your machines today, your currently manufactured machines, have a bobbin winder that is a part of the machine. Some of the old machines even had bobbin winders. Most of your old machines also had bobbin winders, but sometimes those bobbin winders on those old machines have broken. Or if your machine is out of warranty and they no longer manufacture parts for your machine and you can't get aftermarket parts to fix your bobbin winder, you might need to invest in some little piece of equipment to wind your bobbin. So I just wanted to show you that real briefly, that there is a little thing on the market that you can get that will do that for you. This thing is called a side winder. Okay, so you can see it right there. It's called a side winder. It's a portable bobbin winder. And it opens up like this. It has a little AC adapter, and it will plug into your electricity. So your spool of thread goes here. It winds around this. This is the tensioning device. And on anytime you wind a bobbin, there's always going to be a device like this that the thread has to go around. It's called the pre-tensioner or the tensioning device for your bobbin. The thread must go around that properly, the way that the manufacturer has designed that bobbin to wind. Otherwise, it will not tension the thread correctly, and that's when you get things like this. See these loops in here? See that? That is not right at all. You do not want to have thread that on your bobbins that's loose and loopy like that. That's going to cause you all kinds of grief when you start sewing. So your bobbin must be neatly stacked when it's wound, just like this one. Remember that. You can use this little bobbin winder to as a substitute for winding bobbins. I will tell you, it's not the best device on the market, honestly, but it will do in a pinch. So the spool sits here, the thread winds around here, the bobbin goes here, and you push the green button and it will wind the bobbin. But this is not an on and off, this is just an on button. So it's going to wind until it's full or until you reach down and disconnect it from the electricity. It does clips, and these are just to store extra bobbins on it. It's a compact little gizmo. It'll do in a pinch, but I will tell you, it doesn't wind a 100% satisfactory bobbin, but it might get you through until you can buy a new machine. The other thing I want to show you about is bobbin case, just real quickly, because you can't talk about a bobbin without talking about a bobbin case. So this little piece of equipment is your bobbin case, and many machines come with a bobbin case like this one. It either has a bobbin case or it has a drop-in bobbin. I don't have a drop-in bobbin machine here to show you, but I wanted to explain to you how important it is that you thread the bobbin into the bobbin case correctly. So here is the bobbin case. This is called the stitch finger. You take the bobbin, the thread comes over the top, slip the bobbin into the bobbin case just like that. There's a little path, a little metal path where that thread has to go in. This is a little spring up here where the thread must go through the spring, so that if you held the thread, this bobbin in the bobbin case should not go down to the floor. Okay, you see how it's just holding there and spinning. When I pull that thread, in case your bobbin does do that, where it just falls down to the floor, you need to have someone adjust the bobbin case, which I highly recommend you do with a dealer, not yourself. When you pull the thread, if you watch the holes, they should rotate in a clockwise direction. See that? Rotate like the hands of a clock. If you do that, you've threaded your bobbin correctly. So that's a little bit of information about what is a bobbin and what you can do if your bobbin winder is broken, and how to thread your bobbin getting ready to sew. So hopefully that helps answer the question, what is a bobbin? I'm Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com. I hope you come over and visit us at HowToGetCreative.com. It's a membership website filled with all kinds of creative arts videos. We cover all kinds of subjects from sewing, doll making, painting, mixed media, bookbinding, all kinds of stuff. We combine a lot of paper and fabric things, and it's just it's a fun place to hang out. We'd love to have you come over and take a look. Remember to get creative today, because it's easy. I'm Barb Owen, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.